Hey everyone, welcome to Hips and Back Yoga. Today we will be focusing on hip flexibility, mobility, and the back. This should help relieve a lot of back pain and specifically for lower back pain as well because we are focusing on the hips. All you'll need today is your mat. We will be on our knees for a few poses, so you may want a blanket if you like to have some cushion on your knees. Other than that, let's get ready to do some yoga. Let's go ahead and start in child's pose. So feet are together, knees are as wide as the mat. Go ahead and stretch forward as far as you can. Let the chest sink down towards the mat. Let your forehead rest on the mat. And just relax into this pose. Make whatever minor adjustments that you need to make. Let the body relax. Start to come up to a tabletop position. This is an area where you might want your mat or your blanket to help cushion the knees. And we're gonna do cat-cow pose. So go ahead and drop the ribs and the belly towards the ground and you're gonna look up, stretching and extending the spine. Now go ahead and round, so bring the nose to the belly button. Nice round back. And at your own pace here, just do your cat-cow exercise. So stretch it up. Nose to belly button. Do this at your own pace. All right, next let's go into our first downward facing dog. So hands are firmly placed on the mat. The weight of your hand is going to be on this L between the thumb and the first finger. So right here, that's going to protect your wrist. Go ahead and press the hips up towards the sky. Start to straighten the legs. Chest goes towards the thighs. Shoulders are down the back, so make sure you're not shrugging. And just release into this pose. If it feels good to walk out your dog, you can walk out your dog here. And then once you have gotten all the movements that you need to do out, just go ahead and sink into that downward facing dog. Let the head hang. Shouldn't have any tension in the neck. Keep pressing into those hands so hips stay up, chest keeps pressing towards the thighs. Now just go ahead and walk the feet forward to a ragdoll forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need so that your hips are bent and that your chest is reaching your thighs. And just go ahead and relax down. Hands can be behind the legs, just below the calves, and let that head hang. If you're having trouble getting the chest to your thighs, then just bend the knees more. By focusing on hinging at the hips, we're taking a lot of the tension away from the low back and getting the stretch in the areas that we need to, such as hamstrings, to start to release the low back area. See if you can press the legs a little bit straighter while maintaining the chest on the thighs. Get a little extra stretch here. Relax the upper body, relax the head while you're doing this. Your legs might be shaking a bit, that's okay. And go ahead and just squat all the way down at this point. Feet go back. We're going to get into Sphinx pose. So hands come down, elbows come down. Legs are zipped up together. Feet are pointed straight back. And then here, the elbow and shoulder are aligned. And you're just gonna press the chest forward. So we're not engaging really anywhere else except through the T-spine to press the chest all the way forward. And we'll hold here. Remember not to shrug the shoulders. Everything is pressing in. This is a good strength building pose and getting some extension through the upper back. You can move the neck, move the head up and down if that feels good to get some movement into the back. Remember to keep the shoulders engaged, no slouching here. Keep that chest peeled up. All right, go ahead and relax. From here, we're just gonna flip over to our back. So whatever way you want to get there, go ahead and lay down. And from here, both knees, just bring them into your chest. Give yourself a hug here. You can try to grab opposite elbows or just hug the knees in, whatever feels comfortable for you. And just rock back and forth a little bit on your mat. Try to feel the spine straightening and pressing into the ground slightly. You can close your eyes here. Just breathe into the movement. Keep the head on the ground. We're not rounding in this position. We're just letting the back and the hips release. From here, keep your right knee hugged into the chest. Let the left leg just relax on the ground. And now try to take that knee and bring it to your opposite shoulder as far as it'll go. It may not feel like it's very far, but this is just a cross body stretch while we're still laying on the ground. So just guide that leg across the body. Knee is coming to the opposite chest. and relax the back into the ground here. So with that, your chin will be slightly tucked towards the chest to elongate the upper back. You can keep this pose static, or if you're someone that likes a little bit of movement, you can do small hip circles with that hip. If you decide to do the movement, just make sure that you even it out. So if you're going counterclockwise, then make sure you go clockwise after a few rotations. All right, hug that knee into the chest. And then just switch legs. So bring the left leg up, right leg extends. Take that knee, cross body to the opposite shoulder. And just feel a nice stretch going across the body. So back remains flat on the ground. Tuck that chin a little bit to elongate the neck and spine. You did your hip rotations with the other leg. Make sure you do them on this side as well. Make sure things are evened out. Hug that knee back into the chest. And go ahead and release both legs down.
I hope to be a writer myself someday.
After we've released that leg, go ahead and bring the right knee back up and just cross it all the way over. So we're doing a full spinal twist at this point. So bring that knee as close as you can to the ground. You'll feel the twist through your lower back with your right hand. Go ahead and extend it out to the other side and look towards that hand and relax. Try to relax the hand that is pulling the knee down. Sometimes we feel like we need to tighten through that area, but it's just there to guide the knee. So try to, if that shoulder is up, just try to relax that shoulder. Slowly bring that leg back in, untwist. Straighten the leg and let's go to the other side. So left leg comes up, cross over the body. The right hand is guiding that knee down to the ground. And you are looking toward the left this time. Make sure the other shoulder is relaxed so that you're just guiding the knee down. You're not really putting a lot of pressure into it, just letting the upper body relax into this pose as well. All right, start to untwist. Bring both knees in, give yourself a big hug, and just roll right on up to a seated position here. Let's bring the legs back. And we are going to do some upward facing dogs. So let me explain how we're gonna get into this, since we do a lot of cobra and not so much up dog in our classes. So knees are going to be, or legs are gonna be straight. You're gonna stay on the top of your feet in this pose. You're going to engage through the low back. Arms are in a straight line, so wrist, elbow, shoulders, and you're going to press up. So the key to this is engaging the lower body, engaging through the core, through the glutes. This is a strengthening pose and not so much a stretch. You don't want to sink into this pose and let everything just kind of be sloppy with that, because you're not building the strength and you're not building the flexibility, and you can injure your low back that way. So everything is engaged. Chest is forward. We're not shrugging. So pressing down, pressing up, core, low back, glutes, everything's engaged here. It's actually a pretty difficult pose when we sit here and hold this, but we need the strength, and this is a great way to start doing it, especially building strength around the lower back. All right, go ahead and drop the knees. Just go ahead and sit back real quick. Very quick child's pose just to stretch out. We're gonna go to plank now with your right foot. Just bring that right foot forward. We're gonna come up to crescent lunge, and I'll give you some options here. So if this feels good to you, you are more than welcome to stay here. If you're staying in this position, everything builds from the bottom up. So ankle and knee are in line. You've got a straight back leg, and your back is straight as well. If you want to come up, just go ahead and stand up, and you can leave the hands on the hips. Remember, we're still working on straight back. Shoulders are down, not slouching forward. If you want to level up with this, you can continue to go all the way up with the hands, or if you're somewhere in between there, you can do cactus arms. Either way, make sure the upper body is engaged, shoulders are together, still working on posture. So core's engaged, everything's still in line, and do which arm position works best for you today. I'm gonna do somewhere in between here with cactus arms. Should feel a great stretch through the hip flexor here. And we're building strength in the front leg, and then we're engaging those back muscles to work on our posture. So all the good things here. All right, go ahead and come back down. Let's go to plank. Nice straight back. And let's just go ahead and switch legs. So bring the left leg forward, and whatever modification you did on the other side, you're gonna do the same thing here. So if this feels good for you, you'll stay there. If you wanna build on it, come up to here. Straight arms, cactus arms, whatever you feel like today. Remember, core is engaged. Pretend you're holding that pencil between your shoulder blades. And make sure we're not shrugging, so shoulders stay down. Watch that front knee if it started to sneak up a little bit. Make sure you're really getting down into that lunge. And then making sure that your knee stays aligned with the ankle so you're not going out or going in with that. Almost there. Great, go ahead and bring the hands down. Plank. Let's go ahead and just lower all the way down. And then come back to our back. So we're just gonna thread the needle from here. So right leg comes up and crosses over. If this is enough of a stretch for you, you can just press that right knee down. You'll probably feel a great stretch through the glutes, piriformis, on the side, and then keep your back straight on the ground. If this is too easy for you, let's go ahead and bring the hands between the legs. So thread the needle here. Hand can be either behind the thigh or on the shin, and then just pull that leg in. So remember to keep the back flat on the ground. Tuck that chin slightly so you have a nice stretch through the T-spine and C-spine. And just breathe into it. Relax everything that doesn't need to be engaged. Go ahead, release that leg. And switch sides. Left ankle now crosses the right. Again, straight back, flat back. You can press that foot or press the knee forward. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, go ahead and thread that needle. Grab the shin or behind the thigh, whatever works for you. Just make sure your back is still straight on the ground. And relax into it. Go ahead and relax. All right, blue team, our last pose is happy baby. So with happy baby, you're gonna bring both of your feet up, take your hands, grab for the outside of the foot, and then pull the knees down towards the ground. If this is accessible for you, stay there. If not, I'm gonna walk through a couple of options for you. So if both feet are too much, just go ahead and drop one leg. You can do one leg at a time. If this is still too much for you, to keep your back flat on the ground, go ahead and grab that towel or blanket that you had, and you can pull it over the leg like that and pull the leg down. So do whichever pose works best for you, and eventually you will get there for a full happy baby. So I'm gonna go into the original pose that I had explained, and go ahead and just relax into this. So keep your back flat on the ground. Let those knees fall open, hips sink. You can rock back and forth in this position if it feels good. Try to keep the lower back pressed into the ground instead of rocking forward. Again, imagine or try to keep that back as flat as possible. Elongation is what we're looking for. Go ahead and relax from that position. Come up to a seated position in whatever way feels good for you. And that's our class for today. I hope your back feels better. I hope your hips feel more open. And I hope you are in less pain than you started the class. Thanks for practicing with me. I will see you very soon. Bye, everybody.